Please, if you could check your cell phones at this time, make sure that they are off or on silent. Buzzing still is kind of also loud, but just however you want to feel about that. Quiet backstage. So, there will be actors running in and out of this theater at very fast paces, and they will be also running up the aisles as well. So, if you could please keep as much as you can within your seat. I think that's all we need to talk about tonight. So, well, I'll wait for this family to sit down. Yeah. All right, well, without any further ado, I present to you this wonderful production of Shakespeare's Julius Caesar.
Hence, home, you idle creatures, get you home. Is this a holiday? Speak, what trade art thou?
Why, sir, a carpenter.
Where art thou leather apron in thy rule? What dost thou with thy best apparel on? You, sir, what trade are you?
Truly, sir, in respect of a fine workman, I am, as you would say, a cobbler.
What trade art thou? Answer me directly.
A trade, sir, that I hope I may use with the safe conscience, which is, indeed, sir, a mender of bad souls.
What trade, thou knave, thou naughty knave, trade?
Nay, I beseech you, sir, be not out with me. Yet, if you be out, sir, I can mend you.
What meanest thou by that? Mend me? Thou saucy fellow.
Why, sir, cobble you?
Thou art a cobbler, art thou?
Surely, sir, all that I live by is with thee all. I am, indeed, sir, a surgeon to old shoes. When they are in great danger, I recover them.
Well, wherefore art not in thy shop? Why dost thou lead these men about the streets?
Why, sir, to wear out their shoes and to get myself into more work. But indeed, sir, we make holiday to see Caesar and rejoice in his triumph.
Wherefore rejoice? What conquest brings ye home? You blocks, you stones, you cruel men of Rome, knew you not Pompey? Many a time and oft have you climbed up to walls and battlements, to towers and windows, and there have sat the livelong day with patient expectation to see great Pompey pass the streets of Rome. And when you saw his chariot but appear, have you not made a universal shout, that Tiber trembled beneath her banks to hear the replication of your sounds made within her concave shores? And do you now call out a holiday? And do you now put on your best attire? And do you now strew flowers in his way, who comes in triumph over Pompey's blood? Begone! Go, go, good countrymen, and for this fault run to your houses, fall upon your knees, and pray to the gods to intermit the plague that needs must light on this ingratitude. See whether they vanish tongue-tied in their guilt. You know it is the beast of Luke. It is no matter. Let no images be hung of Caesar's trophies. All about and drive away the vulgar from the streets. So do you too, where you proceed from the thick. These growing feathers plucked from Caesar's wing will make you fly an ordinary pitch. For who else would soar above the view of madness and keep us all in servile fearfulness?
Calpurnia,
Here, my lord.
stand you directly in Antonius' way. We need to outrun his course. Antonius,
Caesar, my lord.
forget not in your speed to touch Calpurnia. For our elders say, the Baron, touched in this holy place, shake off their sterile curse.
It shall be done. When Caesar says, do this, it is performed.
Set on and leave no ceremony out. Bid everybody be still. Peace yet again. Who is in the press that calls on me? I hear a voice. Surely than all the music. Cry Caesar, speak. Caesar's turn to hear.
Beware the Ides of March.
What man is that?
A soothsayer bids you beware the Ides of March.
Set her before me. Let me see her face.
Fellow, come from the throne. Look upon Caesar.
What says thou me now? Speak once again.
Beware the Ides of March.
She's a dreamer. Let us leave her.
Will you go see the order of the course?
Not I.
I pray you do.
I am not gamesome. I do lack some part of that quick spirit that is in Antony. Let me not hinder Cassius your desires, I'll leave you.
Brutus, I do observe you now, Blade. You bear too stubborn and too strange a hand over your friend that loves you.
Cassius, be not deceived. If I had veiled my look, I turn the trouble of my countenance merely upon myself. Let not therefore my good friends be grieved, among which number Cassius be you one, nor construe any further my neglect than that poor Brutus with himself at war, forgets the shows of love to other men.
Then I much mistook your passion. Tell me, good Brutus, can you see your face?
No, Cassius, the eye sees not itself, but by reflection.
'Tis just. I've heard where many of the best respect in Rome, except immortal Caesar, speaking of Brutus, and groaning underneath this age's yoke, have wished that noble Brutus had his eyes.
To what dangers would you lead me, Cassius, that you would have me seek into myself for that which is not in me?
Therefore be prepared to hear. And since you cannot see yourself so well as by reflection, I, your glass, will modestly discover to yourself that of yourself which you yet know not of.
What means this shouting? I do fear the people choose Caesar for their king.
Why do you fear it? Then must I think you would not have it so.
I would not, Cassius, yet I love him well. But wherefore do you hold me here so long? What is it that you would impart to me? If it be aught toward the general good, set honor in one eye and death in the other, and I will look on both indifferently. For let the gods so speed me as I love the name of honor more than I fear death.
I know that virtue to be in you, Brutus, as well as I do know your outward favor. Well, honor is the subject of my story. I was born free as Caesar, so were you. We both have fed as well, and we both can endure the winter's colds as well as he. For once upon a raw and gusty day, the troubled Tiber chafing with her shores, Caesar said to me, "Darest thou, Cassius now, leap in with me into this angry flood and swim to yonder point?" Upon the word, accoutered as I was, I plunged in and bade him follow. So indeed he did, but before I could arrive to the point proposed, Caesar cried, "Help me, Cassius, or I sink." I, as Aeneas, our great ancestor, did from the flames of Troy upon his shoulder the old Anchises bear. So from the waves of Tiber did I the tired Caesar. And now this man has become a god, and Cassius is a wretched creature and must bend his body, if Caesar carelessly but not on him. He had a fever when he was in Spain, and when the fit of it was on him, I did mark how he did shake. 'Tis true this god did shake. And now he is grown so great. Alas, he cried, "Titinius, give me some drink, as a sick girl. Ye gods, it doth amaze me that a man of such feeble temper should so get the start of majestic world, and bear the palm alone."
Another general shout. I do fear that these applauses are for some new honors that are heaped on Caesar.
My man, he doth bestride the narrow world like a colossus, and we petty men walk under his huge legs, and peep about to find ourselves dishonorable graves. Men at some times are masters of their fates. The fault, dear Brutus, is not in our stars, but in ourselves that we are underlings. Now in the names of all the gods at once, upon what meat doth this our Caesar feed, that he has grown so great? Rome, thou hast lost the breed of noble bloods. For you and I have heard our father say there was once a Brutus who would have broke the eternal devil to keep his state in Rome, as easily as a king.
What you would work me to, I have some aid. How I have thought of this and of these times I shall recount hereafter. What you have said, I will consider. What you have to say, I will with patience hear. Find the time both meet to hear and answer such high things. Until then, my noble friend, chew upon this. Brutus had rather be a villager than to repute himself a son of Rome in these hard conditions, as this time is like to lay upon us.
I'm glad that my weak words have struck, but thus much show of fire from Brutus.
My hands are long, Caesar's returning.
As they pass by, tell Castor by the sea, and he will, after a sour fashion, tell us how he proceeded worthy note today.
I will do so, Cassius. But look you, the angry spot doth glow on Caesar's brow. Calpurnius' cheek is pale.
Castor will tell us what the matter is.
Antonius, Caesar, let me have men about me that are fat, sleek-headed men that sleep o' nights. Yon Cassius has a lean and hungry look. He thinks too much. Such men are dangerous. Fear him not, Caesar.
He's not dangerous. He's a noble Roman and well given.
Would he were fatter, but I do not fear him. Yet if my name were liable to fear, I do not know the men I should avoid. So soon as that spare Cassius, he reads much. I rather tell thee what it is to be feared than what I fear. For always I am Caesar. Come on my right hand from this year's death, and tell me truly what thou thinkest of it. Would you speak with me?
Aye, Cassio. Tell us what hath chanced today that Caesar looks so sad.
Why, there was a crown offered him. And being offered him, he put it by with the back of his hand thus. And then the people fell to shouting.
What was the second noise for?
Why, for that too.
They shouted thrice. What was the last cry for?
Why, for that too.
Was the crown offered in thrice?
Aye, Mary was it. And he put it by thrice, every time gentler than the other. And at every putting by, mine honest neighbor shouted.
Who offered him the crown?
Why, Antony.
Tell us the manner of the gentle casket.
It's mere foolery. I could as well be hanged as tell the manner of it. I saw Mark Antony offer him a crown. Yet, 'twas not a crown neither, 'twas one of those coronets. And as he offered it the third time, he put it the third time by. And even as he refused it, he swooned and fell down at it. For mine own part, I durst not laugh.
But soft, I pray you. What? Did Caesar swoon?
Aye, he fell down at the marketplace, and foamed at the mouth, and was speechless.
'Tis very like he hath the falling sickness.
No, he hath it not. But you and I, and honest Casca, we have the falling sickness.
I know not what you mean by that, but I am sure Caesar fell down.
What said he when he came unto himself?
When he came to himself again, he said if he had done or said anything amiss, he desired their worships to think it was his infirmity. 3 or 4 wenches where I stood cried, Alas, good soul, and forgave him with all their hearts. But there's no heed to be taken of them. If Caesar had stabbed their mothers, they would have done no less.
And then he came, thus sad away?
Aye,
Did Cicero say anything?
aye, he spoke Greek.
To what effect?
Nay, and I'll tell you, I'll never look him in the face again. But those that understood him smiled at one another and shook their heads. But for mine own part, it was Greek to me. There was mourners too. Morellus and Flavius, who pulling scarves on Caesar's image, are put to silence. Fare you well. There was more foolery yet, if I could remember it.
Will you dine with me tomorrow?
Aye, if I be alive and your mind cold and your dinner worth the eating,
Good. I will expect you.
do so. Farewell, both.
What a blunt fellow is this grown to be. He was quick mental when he went to school.
So is he now.
But this time I will leave you. Tomorrow, if you please to speak with me, I will come home to you. Or if you will, come home to me, and I will wait for you.
I will do so. Till then, think of the world. Well, Brutus, thou art noble. Yet I see that honorable metal may be wrought from that it is disposed. For who so firm that cannot be seduced? Caesar doth bear me hard, yet he loves Brutus. If I were Brutus and you were Cassius, you should not humor me. I will this night, in several hands, in at his window throw, as if they came from several citizens, writings, all tending to the great opinion that Rome holds of his name. Wherein obscurely Caesar's ambition shall be glanced at, and after this, let Caesar see him sure, for we will shake him, or worse days endure.
Good evening, Casca. Brought you Caesar home? Why are you breathless? Why stare you so?
Are you not moved? When all the sway of earth shakes like a thing unfirm? O Cicero, I have seen tempest, when the scolding winds strive the naughty oaths, but never till tonight, never till now, did I go through a tempest dropping fire. Either there is a civil strife in heaven, or else the world, too saucy with the gods, incenses them to send destruction.
Why, saw you anything more wonderful?
Aye, the bird of night did sit, even at noonday upon the marketplace, hooting and shrieking. When these prodigies do so conjointly meet, let not men say, these are their reasons. They are natural. For I believe they are portentous things unto the climate that they point upon.
Indeed, it is a strange supposed time. Come Caesar to the capital tomorrow?
He doth, for he did bid Antonius send word to you he would be there tomorrow.
Well, good evening, Casca. This disturbed sky is not to walk in.
Farewell, Cicero. Who's there? A Roman.
Casca by your voice.
You're as good, Cassius. What night is this?
A pleasing night to honest men.
Whoever knew the heavens and men so?
Those that have known the earth so full of faults. For my part, I have walked about the streets, submitting me unto the perilous night, and thus embraced Casca as you see, have bared my bosom to the thunderstone. And when the cross-blue lightning seemed to open the very breast of heaven, I did present myself, even in the aim and very flash of it.
But wherefore did you so much tempt the heavens? It is the part of men to fear and tremble when the most mighty gods by tokens send such dreadful heralds to astonish us.
You are dull, Casca, and those sparks of life that should be in a Roman, you do want, or else you use not. You look pale and gaze, and put on fear, and cast yourselves in wonder to see the strange impatience of the heavens. Why you shall find that the heavens hath infused them with these spirits, to make them instruments of fear and warning, unto some monstrous state. Now could I name thee man, most like this dreadful night, a man no mightier than myself or me in personal action, yet prodigious grown, and fearful as these strange eruptions are.
It's Caesar that you mean, is it not, Cassius?
It is who it is.
Indeed. They say the senators tomorrow meet to establish Caesar as a king.
I know where I will wear this dagger then. Cassius from bondage will deliver Cassius.
So will I. So every bondman in his own hand bears the power to cancel his captivity.
Why should Caesar be a tyrant then? What trash is Rome? What rubbish and what awful when it serves as base matter to illuminate so vile a thing as Caesar? But, O grief, where hast thou led me? Perhaps I speak this before willing bondmen.
You speak to Casca, and to such a man that is no fearing telltale. Hold my hand. Be fastest for redress of these griefs, and I will set this foot of mine as far as who goes farthest.
There's a bargain made. Now know you, Casca, I moved already some of the most noble-minded Romans to undergo with me an enterprise of honorable, dangerous consequence.
Stand close a while. Here comes one in haste.
'Tis Cinna, I do know by his gait. Cinna, where haste you so?
To find out you. Who is this? Metellus Simber?
No, it is Casca, on a corporate humanitas. Am I not stay for Cinna?
I'm glad on it. What a fearful night this is. There's 2 or 3 of us have seen strange sights.
Am I not stay for? Tell me.
Yes, you are. Oh, Cassius, if you could but win the noble Brutus to our party.
Be you content with Cinna? Take this, and see you laid in the crater's shed, and throw this in at his window. All this done, repair to Pompey's porch, and we shall find us. Now know you, now let us go, Casca. Brutus, upon the next encounter, will he be ours?
Oh, he sits high in all the people's hearts.
Him and his worth and our great need of him you have right well conceded. Let us go, for it is midnight, and we will awake him, and be sure of him.
I cannot, by the progress of the stars, give guess how near today. What, Lucius, ho! Now I would it were my fault to sleep so sound. When, Lucius, when? Awake, I say! What, Lucius?
Called you, my lord?
Give me a taper in my study. When it is lighted, come and call me here.
I will not.
It must be by his death. He would be crowned. How that might change him, there's the question. Crown him? That. And 'tis a common proof that lowliness is young ambition's ladder, whereto the climber upward turns his face. But when he once attains the utmost round, he then unto the ladder turns his back, looks to the clouds, scorning the base degrees by which he did ascend. So Caesar may. And therefore, think him as a serpent's egg, which as his kind will grow mischievous, and kill him in the shell.
The taper burneth in your study. In searching for a flint, I found this paper, and I'm sure it was not there when I went to bed.
Get you to bed again, it is not day. Is not tomorrow, boy, the Ides of March?
I know not, sir.
Look in the calendar and bring me word. The exhalations whizzing in the air give so much light that I may read by them. Brutus, thou sleepest. Awake and see thyself. Brutus, thou sleepest. Speak, strike, redress. Shall Rome stand under one man's awe? What, Rome? My ancestors did from the streets of Rome the Tarquin drive when he was called a king. Speak, strike, redress. O Rome, I make thee promise, if the redress should follow, thou receivest thy full petition at the hand of Brutus.
March has wasted 14 days.
'Tis good. Go to the gate, somebody knocks. Between the acting of a dreadful thing and the first motion, all the interim is like a phantasma, or a hideous dream.
'Tis your brother Cassius, who doth desire to see you.
Is he alone?
No, there are others with him.
Do you know them?
Their hats are plucked about their ears, and half their faces buried in their cloaks.
Let him enter. O conspiracy, shamest thou to show thy dangerous brow by night when evils are most free? Seek none, conspiracy. Hide it in smiles and affability.
Here we are too full on our best. Good morrow, Brutus. Do we trouble you?
I have been up this hour awake all night. Know I these men that come along with you?
Aye, every man of them. And no man here but honors you. This is Trebonius, this Casca, this Decius Brutus, and this Metellus Cimber.
They're all welcome. Give me your hands all over, one by one.
Let us swear our resolution.
No, not an oath. These motives be weak, break off betimes, and every man hence to his idle bed. But if these, as I am sure they do, bear fire enough to kindle cowards, then countrymen, what need be any but our own cause to prick us to redress? And what other oath than honesty to honesty engage that this shall be? Or will we fall for it? When every drop of blood that every Roman bears and nobly bears is guilty of a several bastardy, he do break the smallest particle of any promise that hath passed from him.
What of Cicero? Shall we sound him?
Let us not leave him out. Let us have him, for his silver hair purchase us a good opinion.
Oh, name him not, let us not break with him, for he will never follow anything that other men begin.
Indeed, he is not fit.
Shall no man else be touched but only Caesar?
Well urged, Decius. I think it is not meet Mark Antony, so well beloved of Caesar, should outlive Caesar. Let Antony and Caesar fall together.
Our course will seem too bloody, Caius Cassius. To cut the head off and then hack the limbs like wrath and death and envy afterwards. Let us be sacrificers, not butchers, Caius. We all stand under the spirit of Caesar, and in the spirit of men there is no blood. We shall be called purgers, not murderers, Caius. And as for Mark Antony, think not of him, for he can do no more than Caesar's arm when Caesar's head is off.
Yet I fear him.
Alas, good Cassius, do not think of him.
There is no fear in him, let him not die, but let him live and laugh at this hereafter. Come, 'tis time to part.
But it is doubtful yet whether Caesar will come forth today or no, for he is superstitious grown of late.
Never fear that. Let me work, for I can be the humor of the true men, and I will bring him to the capital.
By the 8th hour, is that the uttermost?
Be that the othermost.
The morning comes upon us. We'll leave you, Brutus. And friends, disperse yourselves, but forget not what you have said this night, and show yourselves true Romans.
Good gentlemen, look fresh and merrily, and not our looks, but on our purposes.
Brutus, my lord.
Portia, what mean you? Wherefore rise you now? It is not for your health thus to commit your weak condition to the raw cold morning.
Nor for yours neither. You suddenly arose from your bed and walked about, musing inside with your arms across. When I asked you what the matter was, you stared upon me with ungentle looks, with an angry waved of your hand gave sign for me to leave you. So I did, fearing to strengthen that impatience which seemed too much enkindled. It will not let you eat, nor talk, nor sleep. Could it work so much upon your shape as it hath much prevailed in your condition, I should not know you, Brutus. Dear my lord, make me acquainted with your cause of grief.
I am not well in health, that is all.
Brutus is wise, and were he not in health, he would embrace the means to come by it.
Why, so I do, good Portia, go to bed.
Is Brutus sick? And is it physical to walk unbraced and suck up the humors of the dank morning? No, my Brutus. You have some sick offense within your mind, which by the right and virtue of my place I ought to know of. And upon my need, I charm you by my once commended beauty, by all your vows of love and that great vow which did incorporate and make us one, that you enfold to me, yourself, your half, why you are heavy, and what men tonight have had to resort to you. For here have been some 6 or 7 who did hide their faces even from darkness.
Kneel not, gentle Portia.
I should not need if you were gentle, Brutus. Within the bond of marriage, tell me, Brutus, is it accepted that I should know no secrets that pertain to you? Be no more, Portia's Brutus's harlot, not his wife.
You are my true and honorable wife, as dear to me as are the ruddy drops that visit my sad heart.
If this be true, then should I know this secret? I grant I am a woman, but withal the woman that Lord Brutus took to wife.
O ye gods, render me worthy of such a noble wife. Hark, hark, one knocks. Portia, go in a while, and by thy bosom shall partake the secrets of my sad heart. Leave me with haste. Lucius, who's that knocks?
No heaven nor earth have been at peace tonight. Thrice hath Calpurnia cried out, Help ho, they murder Caesar. Who is within?
My lord?
Go bid the priest to present sacrifice, and bring me their opinions of success.
I will, my lord.
What mean you, Caesar? Think you to walk forth? You shall not stir out of your house today.
Caesar shall go forth. The things that threaten me ne'er looked good upon my back. When they shall see the face of Caesar, they are vanished.
Caesar, I never stood on ceremonies, yet now they do fright me. These things are beyond my use, and I do fear them.
What can be avoided? Whose end is purposed by the mighty gods? Caesar shall go forth. Cowards die many times before their death. The valiant taste of death but once. It is strange to me that men should fear, seeing death, a necessary end, will come when it will come. What say the augurers?
They would not have you to stir forth today, plucking the trails of an offering forth. They cannot find a heart within a beast.
The gods do this in shame of cowardice. Caesar should be a beast without a heart. If Caesar is to stay at home today for fear, no, Caesar shall not. Danger knows full well that Caesar is more dangerous than he. Caesar shall go forth.
Alas, my lord, your wisdom is consumed in confidence. Do not go forth today. Call it my fear and not your own. That keeps you at home. We'll send Mark Antony
Marcanton shall tell them so. If I like humor, I shall stay at home today. Here's Decius Brutus, he shall tell them so.
Caesar, all hail. Good morrow, worthy Caesar. Come to fetch you to the Senate house.
You've come at a very happy time, to bear my greetings to the senators, to tell them I shall not come today. Them so, Decius.
Say he is sick.
Shall I send a lie? Have I in conquest stretched mine arm so far, to be afraid to tell graybeards the truth? No, tell them Caesar shall not come.
Most noble Caesar, let me know some cause, lest I be laughed at when I tell them so.
The cause is in my own will. That is enough to satisfy the Senate. But for their private satisfaction, because I love you, I will let you know. Calpurnia, here my wife, stays me at home. For today she did dream that my statue with 100 spouts did run pure blood, and many lusty Romans came smiling and did bathe their hands in it. And on her knee I beg that I shall stay at home today.
This dream is all misinterpreted. It was a vision fair and fortunate. That from your statue, spouting blood in which so many smiling Romans bathe, signifies that from you Rome shall suck reviving blood, and that great men shall press for tinctures, stains, relics, and cognizance. This by Calpurnia's dream is signified.
In this way have you well expounded it.
I have when you have heard what I can say. And know it now, the Senate hath concluded to give this day to noble Caesar a crown. If he doth hide himself, shall they not whisper, Lo, Caesar is afraid?
How foolish do your dreams seem now, Calpurnia. I am ashamed I did yield to them. Give me my wealth, or I will go.
Good morrow, Caesar.
Welcome, Publius. What Brutus have stirred so early too? Good morrow, Casco. Caesar, 'tis struck in 8. I thank thee for your pains and courtesy. See Antony, that roves longer nights, is now standing up. Good morrow, Antony.
So the most noble Caesar.
Bid them beware within. I am to blame to be thus waited for. What, Trebonius? I have an hour's talk in store for you. Remember that I do call on you, and remember that I do call on you.
Caesar, I will. And so near will I be that as best friends I wish I was further.
Good friends, go in and taste some wine with me, and we like friends shall straightway go together.
Caesar, beware of Brutus. Take heed of Cassius. Come not near Casca. Have an eye to Cinna. Trust not Trebonius. Decius Brutus. Security gives way to conspiracy. The mighty gods defend thee, thy lover. Artemidorus, here will I stand till Caesar pass along. O Caesar, if thou read this, thou mayest live. If not, the fates with traitors do contrive.
I prithee, boy, run to the Senate house. Stay not to answer me, but get thee gone. Why dost thou stay?
To know my errand, madam. What should I do? Run to the Senate house and nothing more? And so return to you and nothing more?
Yes, bring me word, boy, if thy lord look well, for he would seek me forth. Hark, boy, what noise is that?
I hear nothing, madam.
Prithee, listen well.
Sooth, madam, I hear nothing.
Come hither. Which way hast thou been?
At mine own house, good lady.
What is so clock?
About the 9th hour, lady.
Is Caesar yet gone to the capital?
Not yet. I go to take my stand, to see him pass on to the capital.
Thou hast some suit to Caesar, hast thou not?
That I have, if it will please Caesar, to be so good to Caesar as to hear me speak. I shall beseech him to befriend himself.
Why, no any harm intended towards him.
None that I know may be. Much that I fear may chance. Good morrow to you. I'll get me to a place more void, and there speak to great Caesar as he comes along.
Ah, so in. Ay me, how weak a thing the heart of a woman is. Brutus, the heavens speed thee in thine enterprise. Run, Lucius, and come me to my lord. Say I marry, come to me again, and bring me word what he doth say to thee.
Aye, Caesar, but not gone.
Hail! Caesar, read this schedule. Trebonius does desire you to overread it. At your best leisure, this his humble suit.
Caesar, read mine first, for mine's a suit that touches Caesar nearer. Read it, great Caesar.
What touches us ourselves shall be last, sir.
Delay not. Caesar, read it instantly.
What is this fellow mad?
Tra, give place.
What urge are your petitions in the street? Come to the capital.
I wish your enterprise today may thrive.
What enterprise, Publius?
Fare you well.
What said Publius?
He wished today our enterprise might thrive. I fear our purpose is discovered.
Look how he makes to Caesar. Mark him.
Casca, be sudden, for we fear prevention. Brutus, what shall be done? If this be known, Cassius or Caesar never shall turn back, for I will slay myself.
Cassius, be constant. Publius speaks not of our purposes. For look, he smiles, and Caesar doth not change.
Trebonius knows his time, for look you, he draws Mark Antony out of the way.
Where's Metellus Cimber? Let him go and presently prefer a suit to Caesar.
He is addressed. Press near and second him.
Casca, you're the first that rears your hand.
Are we all ready? What is now missed that Caesar has said must address?
Most great, most mighty, most puissant, Caesar, Metellus Cimber goes before thy seat, a humble heart.
I must prevent thee, Cimber. Thy brother by decree is banished. If thou dost pray and fawn for him, I spur thee like a cur out of my way. No Caesar doth not wrong, nor without cause will he be satisfied.
Is there no voice more worthy than my own to whisper in great Caesar's ear for the repealing of thy banished brother?
I kiss thy hand, but not in flattery, Caesar, desiring thee that Publius Cimber may have an immediate freedom of repeal.
What, Brutus?
Pardon, Caesar, Caesar, pardon. As low as to thy boot doth Cassius fall, to beg enfranchisement for Publius Cimber.
I could be well moved if I was you. If I could pray to move, prayers would move me. But I'm as constant as the northern star. That I was constant, Cimber should be banished. A constant do remain to keep him so.
Oh, Caesar.
Mighty Caesar. Doth not Brutus bootless kneel? Speak! Hands for me!
And to Brute.
Liberty, freedom, tyranny is dead. Run hence proclaim, crying about the streets.
Some to the common pulpits and cry out, liberty, freedom, and enfranchisement.
People and senators, be not affrighted. Fly not, stand stiff. Ambition's debt is paid.
Go to the pulpit, Brutus, and Cassius too.
Where is Antony?
Fled to his house amazed. Men, wives, and children run about the streets as if were doomsday.
Fates, we will know your pleasures. That we shall die, we know. 'Tis but the time of drawing days out that men stand upon.
Why, he who cuts off 20 years of life, cuts off so many years of fearing death.
Grant that, and then his death a benefit. So are we Caesar's friends that have abridged his time of fearing death. Then walk we forth even to the marketplace, and waving our red flags o'er our heads, let's all cry, peace, freedom, and liberty.
Stoop then, and watch. How many ages hence shall this, our lofty scene, be acted over, in states unborn, and accents yet unknown?
How many times shall Caesar bleed in sport that now on Pompey's basis lies along no worthier than the dust?
So oft as that shall be. So often shall the Nautics be called the men that gave their country liberty.
What, shall we forth?
Aye, every man. Brutus shall lead, and will grace his heels with the most boldest and best hearts of Rome.
Soft, who comes here? A friend of Antony's.
Thus, Brutus, did my master bid me kneel. Thus did Mark Antony bid me fall down. And being prostrate, he bade me say, Brutus will vouchsafe that Mark Antony may safely come to him, and be resolved how Caesar hath deserved to lie in death. Antony shall not love Caesar dead so well as Brutus living, but will follow the fortunes and affairs of noble Brutus, with all true faith. So says my master Antony.
Thy master is a wise and valiant Roman, I never thought him worse. Tell him, so please him come unto this place, he shall be satisfied, and by my honor depart untouched.
I'll fetch him presently.
I know that we shall have him well to friend.
I wish we may, but yet I have a mind that fears him much.
Welcome, Mark Antony.
Almighty Caesar, dost thou lie so low? Are all thy conquests, glories, triumphs, and spoils brought to this little measure? Fare thee well. I know not, gentlemen, what you intend. Who else must be let blood? Who else is rank? But I beseech you, now you bear me hard, whilst your purple hands do wreak and smoke. Fulfill your pleasure. Live 1,000 years, I shall not find myself so apt to die. No mean of death, nor place will please me so. It's here by Caesar, and by you cut off, the choice and master spirits of this age.
O Antony, make not your death of us. For your part, you our swords have leaden points, Mark Antony. Our hearts in strength of malice, and our arms of brother's temper, do receive you in with all kind love, good thoughts, and reverence.
Your voice shall be as strong as any man's in the disposing of new dignities.
Only be patient till we have appeased the multitude, beside themselves with fear. Then I shall reveal to you the cause why I, that did love Caesar when I struck him, thus proceeded.
I doubt not of yours. Let each man render me his bloody hand. First Marcus Brutus while I shake with you. Next, Caius Cassius. I am Cassius. Charles Timber. This is Brutus. The last one of my kids. Gentlemen all, alas, what shall I say? My credit stands on such slippery ground that one of two bad ways you must conceit me. Either a coward or a flatterer. That I did love thee, O Caesar, 'tis true. In this indeed, O world, the heart of thee, how like a deer, strucken by many princes, dost thou here lie?
Mark Antony.
Pardon me, Caius Cassius. The enemies of Caesar shall say this. Then, as a friend, this cold was.
I blame you not for praising Caesar so, but what compactness do you have with us? Will you be pricked a number of our friends, or shall we only not depend on him?
Therefore I shook all your hands, but was indeed swayed from the point and looking down upon Caesar. Friends, am I with you all, and love you all, upon this hope that you shall give me reasons why and wherein Caesar was dangerous.
Or else were this a savage spectacle? Our reasons are so full of good regard, Mark Antony, that were you the son of Caesar, you should be satisfied.
That's all I seek. And am moreover suitor that I may produce his body to the marketplace, and in the pulpit, as becomes a friend, speak in the order of his funeral.
You shall, Mark Antony.
Brutus, a word with you. Do not consent, Mark Antony, to speak in his funeral. Know you how much the people may be moved by that which you will utter?
By your pardon, I will myself into the pulpit first, and show the reasons for our Caesar's death. When Antony shall speak, I will protest. He speaks by leave and by permission.
I know not what may fall. I'd like it not.
Mark Antony, here, take you Caesar's body. You shall not in your funeral speech blame us, but speak all good you can devise of Caesar. You shall say that you do it by our permission, else you shall have no hand about his funeral. And you will speak in the same pulpit whereto I am going, after my speech is ended.
Be it so. I do desire more.
Prepare the body, and follow us.
Oh, pardon me that bleeding piece of earth. I am meek and gentle with these butchers. Thou art the ruins of the noblest man to ever live in the tide of times. Woe to the hand that shed this costly blood. Over thy wounds now do I prophesy, that this foul deed shall smell above the earth, with carrion men, groaning for burial. You serve Octavius Caesar, do you not?
I do, Mark Antony.
Caesar did bid for him to come to Rome.
He received your letters and is coming. He lies tonight within the 7 leagues of Rome.
Post back at speed. Here is a mourning Rome, a dangerous Rome. No Rome of safety for Octavius yet. Lend me your hand.
Brutus's ascendant, silence!
Be patient till the last. Romans, countrymen, and lovers, hear me for my cause and be silent that you may hear. If there be any in this assembly, any dear friend of Caesar's, to him I say that Brutus' love to Caesar was no less than his. If that friend then demand why Brutus rose against Caesar, this is my answer. Not that I loved Caesar less, but that I loved Rome more. As Caesar loved me, I weep for him. As he was fortunate, I rejoice at it. As he was valiant, I honor him. But as he was ambitious, I slew him. Who is here so base that would be a bondman? If any, speak, for him have I offended. Who is here so rude that would not be a Roman? If any, speak, for him have I offended. Who is here so vile that would not love his country? If any, speak, for him have I offended. I pause for a reply.
None.
None. Then none have I offended. Here comes his body, mourned by Mark Antony, who, though he shared no hand in his death, shall receive the benefit of his dying, a place in the commonwealth. Good countrymen, let me depart alone, and stay here with Antony. I do entreat you, not a man depart, save I alone, till Antony have spoken.
Stay home, let us hear Mark Antony. Go up into the public chair, we'll hear him. Noble Antony, go up.
For Brutus' sake, I'm beholden to you.
What does he say of Brutus?
He says for Brutus' sake he finds himself beholding to us all.
It's best he spoke no harm of Brutus here.
This Caesar was a tyrant. Nay, that's certain. It is good Rome is rid of him.
Peace, let us hear Antony can say.
Friends, Romans, countrymen, lend me your ears. I come to bury Caesar, not to praise him. The noble Brutus hath told you Caesar was ambitious. If it were so, it were a grievous fault, and grievously hath Caesar answered it. He was my friend, faithful and just to me. But Brutus says he was ambitious, and Brutus is an honorable man. When that the poor hath cried, Caesar hath wept! Ambition should be made of sterner stuff. Yet Brutus says he was ambitious, and Brutus is an honorable man. You all did see that on the Lupercal I thrice presented him with the kingly crown, which he did thrice refuse. Was this ambition? Yet Brutus says he was ambitious. And sure, he is an honorable man. I speak not to disprove what Brutus spoke, but here I am to speak what I myself do know. You all did love him once, not without cause. What now withholds you then to mourn for him? For judgment thou art led to brutish beasts, and men have lost their reason.
Methinks there is much reason in his sayings.
As you, masters, I fear a worse will come in his place.
Mark to his words, he did not take the crown, therefore it's certain he was not ambitious.
There's not a nobler man in Rome than Antony.
Now mark him, he begins again to speak.
Good friends, if I were disposed to stir your hearts and minds to mutiny and rage, I should do Brutus wrong, and Cassius wrong, whom you all know are honorable men. I will not do such honorable men wrong. I choose instead to wrong the dead, to wrong myself and you, then I will wrong such honorable men. But here's a parchment, the seal of Caesar. I found it in his closet. 'Tis his will. Let but the commons hear this testament, which, pardon me, I do not intend to read.
Read the will, Mark Antony. Read Caesar's will.
Read
the will, Caesar's will.
Friends, I must not read it. 'Tis not meet you know how Caesar loved you. You are not wood. You are not stones, but men. Being men, bearing this will of Caesar, it will inflame you. It will make you mad. 'Tis good you know not Buenos Aires. For if you should, what will become of it?
The will, Caesar's will. Read it.
Will you be patient? Will you stay a while? I fear I have overshot myself to tell you that I wrong the honorable men whose daggers did stab Caesar. I do fear.
They were traitors, honorable men.
Read the will!
Will compel me then to read the will? Then make a ring about the corpse of Caesar. And let me show you him that made the will.
The ring, stand ground.
Stand from the hearse. Stand from the body.
Make room for Antony, most noble Antony.
Nay, press not so. Stand far.
Stand back. Bear back.
If you have tears, prepare to shed them now. Look, in this place ran Cassius staggered through. See what a rent the envious Casca made. Through this, the well-beloved Brutus stabbed. And mark as he plucked his cursed steel away, how the blood of Caesar followed it, as rushing out of doors, to be resolved if Brutus so unkindly knocked her down. For Brutus, as you know, was Caesar's angel. Judge, O you gods, how dearly Caesar loved him. This was the most unkindest cut of all. For when the noble Caesar saw him stabbed, burst his mighty heart, and down great Caesar fell. But what a fall there was, countrymen. Then I, and you, and all of us fell, whilst bloody treason flourished over us. Look you here. Here is himself, marred, as you see, by traitors.
Oh, piteous spectacle!
Oh, noble Caesar!
A woeful day!
Oh, traitors, villains!
A most bloody sight.
We shall be revenged!
Stay, countrymen!
Peace, ho! Let us hear Mark Antony!
Good friends, sweet friends, if I were disposed to stir your hearts and minds to such a sudden flood of mutiny, it would be wrong. They that have done this deed are honorable. What private griefs they have, alas, I know not that made them do it. They are wise and honorable, and will no doubt with reasons answer you. I come not to steal away your hearts. I am no order, as Brutus is. But as you all know me, a plain, blunt man, I come to tell you that which you yourselves do know. Show you sweet Caesar's wounds, poor, dumb mouths. Bid them speak for me. But were I Brutus, and Brutus Antony, there would be an Antony would ruffle up your spirits and put a tongue in every wound of Caesar to bid the stones of Rome to rise and mutiny.
Mutiny!
Who burned the house of Brutus? Come then, seek the conspirators!
Yet hear me, countrymen. Yet hear me speak. You have forgot the will I told you of. Here is his will, and under Caesar's seal, to every Roman citizen he gives, to each several men, 75 drachmas.
Most noble Caesar, O revenge death.
Oh, royal Caesar!
Moreover, he hath given you his private arbors and new planted orchards. This was a Caesar. When comes such another?
Never! Never! Come! Away! Away! We'll burn the body in the holy place, and with the brands, fire the traitors' houses. Come, take up the body!
Go set fire!
Pluck down benches!
Pluck down farms!
Kill the conspirators! Burn!
Now let it work. Mischief, thou art foot. Take thou what course thou wilt. How now, fellow?
Sure, Octavius has already come to Rome.
Where is he?
He and Lepidus and our Brutus house at Caesar, and Cassius rid like madmen through the gates of Rome.
You like the heads and notice of the people. How I admire them. Take me to Octavius.
I dreamt tonight that I did feast with Caesar, and things unlucky charged my fantasy.
What is your name?
Whither are you going?
Where do you dwell?
Directly, I'm going to Caesar's funeral.
As a friend or an enemy?
As a friend.
That matters answered directly.
For your dwelling, briefly.
Briefly, I dwell in a capital.
Your name, sir, truly.
Truly, my name is Cinna.
Tear him to pieces. He's a conspirator.
I am Cinna the poet. I am Cinna the poet.
Terror bad verses.
I am not Cinna the conspirator.
It is no matter. His name's Cinna. Pluck but his name out of his heart and turn him going.
Tear him! Come, brands, ho, firebrands! To Brutus! To Cassius, away!
These many men shall die. Their names are written.
Your brother too must die. Consent, your Lepidus?
I do consent. Who is your sister's son, Mark Antony?
You shall not live. Look, with a spot I name. Beloveds, go ye to Caesar's house and fetch the work of it.
What? Shall I find you here?
We're here, we're at the capital.
This is a slight, unmeritable man, meet to be sent on errands. Is it fit the threefold world divided he should stand one of the free to share?
You may do your will. He's a tried and valiant soldier.
So is my horse, Octavius. Speak not of him but as property. But, Octavius, there's some great things. Brutus and Cassius are living in ours. Therefore, let our alliance be combined, our best friends made, and our means stretched.
Let us do so, for we are at the stake, baited about with many enemies. And those that smile, I fear, have in their hearts many millions of mysteries.
Mark, Lucius, is Cassius near?
He is at hand.
A word, Lucius. How he received you?
With courtesy and respect enough, but not with such free and friendly conference as he hath used of old.
Thou hast described a hot friend coolly. Ever know, Lucius, when love begins to sicken and decay, he useth it in poor ceremony. Comes his army on? Hark! He is arrived.
Most noble brother, you have done me wrong.
Judge me, you gods! Wrong I mine enemies? And if not so, how should I wrong a brother?
Brutus, the sober form of yours hides wrongs.
Cassius, be content. Speak your griefs softly, I do know you well. Then in my tent, Cassius, in larger griefs, I will give you audience. Lucius, do you the like, and let no man come to our tent till we have done our conference.
That you have wronged me doth appear in this. You have condemned and noted Lucius Pello for taking bribes here of the Sardian.
Let me tell you, you yourself, Cassius, are much condemned to have an itching palm, to sell and mart your offices for gold, to undeservers.
I, an itching palm? You know that you are Brutus that speak this, or by this gods the speech was your last.
Did not great Julius bleed for justice' sake? What man touched his body that did stab and not for justice? What, shall one of us that struck, the foremost man of all this world, but for supporting robbers? Shall we now contaminate our fingers with base bribes? I had rather be a dog and bathe the moon than such a Roman.
Brutus, bay me not, I'll not endure it. You forget yourself, to hedge me in. I'm a soldier, older and practiced and able than yourself to make conditions.
Go to, you are not Cassius.
I am!
I say you are not.
Urge me no more, tempt me no further.
Hear me, for I will speak.
Oh, ye gods, must I endure all this?
All this? I more! Fret till your proud heart break. Must I stand and crouch under your testy humor? By the gods, you shall digest the venom of your spleen, though it do split you. From this day forth, I'll use you for my mirth, ye for my laughter, when you are waspish.
Is it come to this?
You say you are a better soldier. Let it appear so.
You wrong me every way. You wrong me, Brutus. I said an elder soldier, not a better. Did I say better?
If you did, I care not.
When Caesar lived, he durst not thus remove me.
Peace, peace! You durst not so attempt at him.
Do not presume too much upon my love. I may do that, I shall be sorry for.
You have done that you should be sorry for. There is no terror, Cassius, in your threats, for I am armed so strong in honesty that they pass by me as the idle wind, which I respect not. I did send to you for certain sums of gold which you denied me, for I can never raise money by vile means. By heaven, I had rather coin my heart and drop my blood for drachmas than to wring from the hard hands of peasants their vile trash by any indirection. I did send to you for certain sums of gold to pay my legions, which you denied me. Was that done, like Cassius? Should I have answered Caius Cassius so, when Marcus Brutus grows so covetous, dash him to pieces?
I denied you not.
You did.
I did not. It was but a fool that brought my answer back. You love me not.
I do not like your faults.
A friendly eye could never see such faults.
Flatterers could, though they do appear as huge as high Olympus.
Come, Antony, and young Octavius, come. Avenge yourselves alone on Cassius, for Cassius is weary of the world, hated by the one he loves, braved by his brother. Oh, I could weep my spirit from mine eyes. Here is my dagger, and here my naked breast. Strike as thou didst at Caesar, for when thou didst hate him, thou lovest him better than thou ever lovest Cassius.
Sheathe your dagger. O Cassius, you are yoked with a lamb that carries anger as the flint bears fire.
Hath Cassius lived to be but mirth and laughter to his Brutus?
When I said
grief,
I was
and blood
ill-tempered.
ill-tempered, vexed him. You confess so much? Give me your hand.
In my heart, too.
I did not think you could have been so angry.
O Cassius, I am sick of many griefs. No man bears sorrow better. Portia is dead.
How skipped I killing when I crossed you so? Oh, insupportable and touching loss. Upon what sickness?
Impatient of my absence and grief that young Octavius and Mark Antony have made themselves so strong.
You died so?
Even so. Speak no more of her. Pour me a bowl of wine. In this I bury all unkindness, Cassius.
My heart is thirsty for that noble pledge. Fill, Lucius, to the wine or swell the cup. I cannot drink too much of Brutus's love.
Welcome, good Messiah. I have here received letters that young Octavius and Mark Antony come down upon us with a mighty power, bending their expedition toward Philippi.
Myself with letters of the selfsame tenor.
With what addition?
Octavius, Antony, and Lepidus have put to death 100 senators.
Therein our letters do not well agree. Mine speak of 70 senators that died.
Do you know letters writ of your wife?
No, Messiah.
Nor nothing writ of her hand.
Nothing, Messiah.
Methinks this is strange.
Well, to our work alive. What do you think of marching to Philippi presently?
I do not think it good.
Your reason?
This it is. 'Tis better that the enemy seek us, that they may waste their means, weary their soldiers, doing themselves offense, whilst we lying still are full of rest, defense, and nimbleness.
Good reasons must of force give place to better. The people twixt this ground and Philippi do stand in a forced affection, for they have grudged this contribution. The enemy marching along by them shall make a fuller number up. Come on, refreshed, new added, and encouraged. From which advantage shall we cut him off? If at Philippi we do face him there, these people at our back.
Then with your will go on. We'll along ourselves and meet them at Philippi.
The deep of night has crept upon our talk, and nature must obey necessity. There is no more to say?
No more. Good night. Early tomorrow will we rise in hence.
Farewell, good Messiah. Good night, Titius. Noble Cassius. Good night. Good repose. Farewell, everyone. Let me see. Is not the leaf turned down where I left off reading? Here it is, I think. Ha! Who comes here? I think it is the illness of mine eyes that shapes this monstrous apparition. Speak to me what thou art.
Thy evil spirit, Brutus.
Why comest thou?
To tell thee thou shalt see me at Philippi.
Well, then I shall see thee again.
Aye, at Philippi.
Now I have taken heart thou vanishest. Your spirit I would hold more talk with thee. Boy Lucius, Titinius, awake, Messiah.
Called you, my lord?
Lucius, didst thou dream? Didst thou see anything?
Nothing, my lord.
Sirrah Titinius. Fellow then, awake! My lord,
My lord,
why did you cry out so, sirs, in your sleep?
did we, my lord?
Aye. Saw you anything?
No, my lord. I saw nothing.
Nor I, my lord.
Go and commend me to my brother Cassius. Bid him set on his powers the times before, and we will follow.
It shall be done, my lord.
Now, Anthony, our hopes are answered. They meet dwarves here at Philippi, before we do demand of them.
I am in their bosoms, and I know wherefore they do it.
Be generous, the enemy comes in the gallant shout.
Words before blows. Is it so, countrymen?
In your bad strokes, Brutus, you speak good words, crying, "Long live! Hail Caesar!" Oh, you villains! Oh, you flatterers!
Flatterers, a peevish schoolboy worthless of such honor, joined with the master and a rebel.
Cassius still.
Come, Antony, away. Defiance, traitors, will be in your teeth. If today you wish to fight, come to the field. If not, when you have the stomachs.
Why now? Blow wind, swell billow, and swim bark. The storm is up, and all is on the hazard.
Lucius, a word with me.
Masala.
What says my general?
Masala. This is my birthday, as this very day was Cassius born. The morning's ravens, crows, and kites fly over our heads, and downward look on us as we were sickly prey, under which our army lies. Their canopy is a shadow, ready to give up the ghost.
Believe not so.
I but believe it partly, for I am fresh of spirit and resolve to meet all perils very constantly. Now, most noble Brutus, the gods today stand friendly, that we may, lovers in peace, urge on our days to age. Then is this the last time we shall speak together. For if we lose this battle, you are consented to be led in triumph through the streets of Rome?
No, Cassius, no. Think not, thou noble Roman, that ever Brutus will go bound through the streets of Rome. He bears too great a mind. But this same day must end the work the Ides of March begun. And whether we shall see each other again, I know not of. Therefore, our everlasting farewell take.
Forever and forever farewell. If we meet again, we'll smile indeed. If not, 'tis true this parting is well made.
Why then, lead on. Oh, that a man might know the end of this day's business ere it come. But it sufficeth that the day will end, and then the end is known. Come, ho, away.
Look, Titinius, look! The villains fly!
Oh, Cassius, Brutus gave the word too early, who, having some advantage on Octavius, took it too anxiously. His soldiers felt his spoil, and wits we by Antony are all enclosed.
Fly for the rock, my lord! Fly for the rock! Mark Antony is in the tents, my lord!
This hill is far enough. Look, Titinius, are those my tents where I perceive the fire?
They are, my lord.
Titinius, mount thou my horse, and hide thy spurs in him, till he have brought you over to yonder troops, and here again, that I may know whether yon troops are friend or enemy.
I will be here again, even with a thought.
Pindarus, get higher on that hill. My sight was ever thick. Regard Titinius, and tell me what thou knowest about the field.
Titinius is enclosed around about with horsemen that take to him on the spur. Yet he spurs on. They are almost on him. Now Titinius. Now some light. Oh, he lights too. He's taken. Yeah! And hark, they shout for joy.
Come down. Behold no more. O coward that I am, to live so long. To see my best friend taken before my face. Come hither, Sirrah. In Parthia did I take thee prisoner, and then I swore thee saving of thy life, that whatsoever I did bid thee do, thou shouldest attempt. Now keep thine oath. Now be a free man. And with this good sword that ran through Caesar's bowels, search this bosom. Stand not to answer, take thou the hilts. And when my face is covered, as 'tis now, guide thou the sword. Caesar, thou art revenged, even with the sword that killed thee.
So I'm free. It would not so have been. Durst I have done my will.
It is but change, Titinius, for Octavius' army has been overcome by noble Brutus' legions, and Cassius' by Antony's.
These gifts will well conquer Cassius.
Where is thy master? Is not that he that lies upon the ground?
He lies, not like the living. Oh, my heart. Oh, setting sun. Clouds, dews, and dangers come. Our deeds are done. What? Pindarus! Where art thou, Pindarus?
Seek him, Titinius, lest I go thrust this report on noble Brutus' ears.
Why dost thou send me forth, brave Cassius? Did I not meet thy friends? And did they not put on my brows this wreath of victory, and bid me give it thee? But hold thee. Take this garland on thy brow. By your leave, gods, this is a Roman park. Come Cassius' sword, and find my heart.
Where? Where was Saladotta's body?
Lo yonder, Titinius mourning it.
Titinius' face is upward.
He is slain.
O Julius Caesar, thou art mighty yet. Thy spirit walks abroad and turns our swords in our own proper entrails.
Brave Titinius. See whether he hath not crowned him Cassius.
Are yet 2 Romans living such as these? The last of all the Romans, fare thee well. Friends, I owe more tears to this dead man than you shall see me pay. I shall find time, Cassius. I shall find time. Some young Cato, let us to the field. 'Tis 3 o'clock, and yet ere night, we shall try fortune in the second fight.
Yet, countrymen! Oh, yet hold up your heads! Stop about dice! Only I yield to die.
So, Chinese King Bruce is taken. Where is he?
Safe, Anthony. Brutus is safe. And when you find him, he shall be like himself. Like Brutus.
This is not Brutus, friends. But I assure you, prize no less in work. Keep this man safe and give him all kindness. I'd rather have such men my friends. Go on, see whether Bruce be alive or dead.
Come, poor friend, rest on this rock. The ghost of Caesar hath appeared to me 2 times by night, at Sardis once, and this last night here in Philippi fields. I know my hour is come.
It is not so.
Nay, I am sure it is, Cato. Our enemies have beat us to the pit. Good Cato, thou knowest that we 2 went to school together. Even for that love of old, I prithee, take thou my sword hilt, whilst I do run upon.
That's not an office for a friend, my lord. Fly, there is no tarrying here.
I prithee, Cato, stay thou by thy lord. Thou art a fellow of good respect. Therefore take thou my sword hilt, and turn away thy face, whilst I do run upon it. Wilt thou, Cato?
Your hand first. Very well, my friend.
Farewell, good king. Caesar, now be still.
he'll not think with half so good.
What man is that?
Caleb, where's thy master?
Free from the bondage you are in, that's all.
I thank thee, Brutus, for thou hast proved Lucius' saying true.
All that did serve Brutus, I will entertain them. Fellow, wilt thou bestow thy time with me?
Aye, if Messala will prefer me.
Do, good Messala.
How died my master, Cato?
I held the sword, and he did run on it.
This is the noblest Roman of them all. All the conspirators, save only he, did that they did in envy of great Caesar. He alone, in general, honest thought, and common good to all, made one of them. His life was gentle, and the elements so mixed within him that nature herself might stand up and say that this was a man.
According to his virtue, let us use him, with all the respects and rights of burial. Within my tent tonight his bones shall rest. This was a man, most like a soldier, ordered honorably. Now, Antony, call the field to rest, and let's away, to part the glories of this happy day.
Wonderful tech crew who are not, don't get to share the stage. Some of them do, they're out here. But my wonderful assistant director, Sally Tyre. My wonderful stage managers. Stage managers are very vital to any kind of show. Taylor Forbeck. My wonderful lighting designer and lighting op, Tycho. And then the wonderful lady who is working the sound, that would be Leslie. Costume, we had Kalina Demfebo and Athena Barton. Fight choreography was done tonight by Gareth Minson and Ben Thomas. Yeah, that's about it. Thank you so much for coming.